A very good evening to everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for this post-match press conference with Aiden Markram. I would like to remind everyone to please put your request to ask a question in the chat panel, and to keep your monitors muted so that we can have good sound. We're a little bit pressed for time, so I would like to remind everyone to please ask one question at a time. We'll start with Ken and then we'll go with Stuart.
Thanks, Sipakazi. Hi, Aiden. Very well batted. Bad luck at the end there. You and Timber were really cruising in that second wicket partnership. Just how much of a momentum change do you think it was when Timber had to retire hurt, and how much in control did you feel of proceedings at that stage?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. It was definitely a partnership that was gaining some momentum. That sort of the game is pretty much what Timber does in his sleep, and I think he proved that again today. So it was very unfortunate that we had to lose him to something so freakish as well. But I suppose these sorts of obstacles can happen. But it was certainly I wouldn't say a momentum shifting, but certainly a momentum halting moment in the game.
Stuart?
Thanks, Sipakazi. Hi, Aiden. Just in terms of playing out there, describe the conditions and what in particular was the most challenging, as a batsman in those conditions.
I think actually, to be honest, it played quite a bit better than we probably expected it. Obviously, going forward in the series and into the T20s, it might get tougher naturally with the amount of traffic on the square. But as for today, it actually played quite well in my opinion. So I thought their score was just slightly above par, but certainly not out of reach. And then I think at the end of the game, it probably reflected what was two pretty decent scores on a pretty decent pitch as well. So it was stopping and holding up, but I wouldn't say it was doing that every ball. It was just the odd ball, and naturally there was a little bit of spin, but nothing exaggerated. Thought they bowled well. Their spinners got into the game nice and early, which made it tough at the initial part of the innings. But once we spent a bit of time at the crease, the old cliche of you'll find it getting slightly easier, which is what Timber helped with when he walked in, and we managed to drag that out for a bit. But conditions all in all were pretty good, I would say.
Nathan?
Aiden, obviously well done with your performance. Timber stated during the week that the COVID protocols were pretty strict. During the game, we also saw many breaks with players cramping and, of course, Timber going down. Talk us through the playing conditions, but specifically the weather conditions. And did you think COVID protocols affected today's performance in any way?
Look, well, in terms of the conditions, the weather especially, it is quite it's quite a challenge. It's incredibly humid, and it drains you quite quickly compared to what we're used to in terms of your energy levels. And obviously, that will affect concentration and decision making ultimately. So it is challenging weather conditions here. That is something that we've made peace with from when we've been here, but it doesn't make it any easier. But definitely tough weather conditions. I'm not too sure if bubble life plays a role in guys cramping or guys getting injured. It's quite hard to say. I think in the general we do get a lot of work done from the physical side of things, and Timmy's been honoured as the fitness trainer, ensuring that this week that we spent in the build-up to the series starting, he's tried to simulate it as best as he can. So it's tough to say if it has affected it, the bubble life, if it has affected physical fitness, but in the general, guys, they train really hard. They put a lot of hours in, be it running or in the gym, or small things like nutrition and things like that. So yeah, all the right things have been done in the build-up to the series. I just think sometimes the weather is on the extreme, and it certainly felt like that tonight.
So we do, and then we'll finish with those.
Hi, Markram. We saw you guys batted well against our spin attack. Have you done any special things to preparing for facing spinners?
Look, I think in the general, it's been quite an ongoing thing. It wasn't something just that we've started doing for the series. We've tried to grow our games as batters and as a batting unit in terms of being able to tap into different options if there needs be. So there's been a lot of work done there. Some guys have been doing a lot of work on sweeping or using the crease sideways, using the crease up and down as well. And slowly but surely we're starting to see the results, and it was actually quite nice to watch guys that spend time out in the middle today on, I suppose you could call it conditions that did suit spinners, and just to see how the games have grown. It is certainly warming for us. I think it's the guys will in the long run reap those rewards, or I certainly hope so, because everyone's been putting in a lot of work. So it is good to see, but like I said, it's definitely guys just developing more options, not necessarily to use from the word go, but at least be confident enough to be playing those shots if they need to be out in the game.
Hi, Aiden. Aiden, can you just talk to us a little bit about the balance of the side? I mean, did you feel like you had enough bowling options and like you had enough batting in the chase? I mean, especially after maybe you and then Rassie got out.
Yeah, I think, I'll be honest, I actually think the balance was up there, more better balanced side than we've had in recent times. So, I mean, to have a guy like Kesh or KG walking in at number 9 is certainly a good thing from a batting point of view, to give you that little bit of freedom. It was just unfortunate that we happened to lose Temba, and ultimately it was like losing a wicket in the situation of the game. It's something so unfortunate, obviously something we hope that it's not serious, because we desperately need him. But I think if that didn't happen, or if things went normally and you didn't get injured like that, the balance of the side was good. I think from a bowling side, there were enough options. I think you've got 5 frontline bowlers and then myself to bowl. I don't know if you could call it bowling or whatever you want to call it as backup if needs be. But I think pretty much a well-balanced side, yes.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I will put out some content tomorrow with Keshav Maharaj. In the meantime, have a good evening, and we'll chat soon.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks. Bye, Aiden.
Cheers, guys.